Hey y'all, it's Amanda, and this is the Southern Knits in the Mitt podcast, episode 3. Thanks for dropping by today. If this is your first time joining me, thank you so much for coming by. Go down and hit that subscribe button and that like button and join us for more to come. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I know this is kind of crazy here sometimes, so I just want to say thank you to all of the wonderful comments and the sweet comments. Y'all have been so sweet and encouraging, and it just lifts my heart, and I appreciate it so very much. So let's see, let me get all the housekeeping stuff out of the way. So you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Southern Knits in the Mitt. And we're on Ravelry at Southern Knits in the Mitt podcast. And then you can reach me by email at southernknitsinthemitt@gmail.com. So those are the ways that you can get in touch with me and you can find me there. Follow me over on Instagram. A lot of you have crossed over and have been seeing me over there too. So it's been really nice to meet everybody and talk to everybody. And I really appreciate it. I really appreciate y'all coming by. So, what's everybody been up to? Y'all been having a good winter? It is cold here. I'm coming to you from Traverse City, Michigan. This week, it's the sun is out today. It's actually, we've had a couple of sunny days, but our highs this week are in the teens. And so, I kind of feel like Mother Nature's being a little bit aggressive, especially for me being a Southern girl up here. This is not what I'm used to. We have cold winters in Alabama, but nothing like this. And then I think our high on Sunday is 9. And so that's new for me, y'all. This is really new and I'm adjusting. No, it's not been too terrible, especially since we've had some sunny days. That really makes a big difference. Let's see what else has been going on. So it's been a adventurous 2 weeks for me. It's been about 2 weeks since I podcast last, and a lot's happened, some good, some bad, and so it's been like an adventurous 2 weeks for me. I'll tell you the story that happened to me, and it was just like, wow, thanks, appreciate it, world. It's like 2020 keeps following, right? So I get off work one morning, get in my truck to come home, and it's not running right, and I'm freaking out. My husband always did all the maintenance on our vehicles, and so I don't know who to call up here, and things like that. And so my experience with car repairs, I was always with him when he did them. I was the flashlight holder or the brake pumper or the tool getter, and so I spent a lot of time in the garage with him, but not doing everything right. And so I get home and realize that I have a major problem with my vehicle, and so I was freaking out, and I just had so many people rally around me and help me figure out what was going on, and y'all, I fixed it myself. I was able to fix it myself. I was so excited, and I'm not saying that or telling you this story for pats on the back or anything, but I just want to say it to remind you that there are things that may be out of your realm, that you think may be out of your realm of possibility, but you know what? You try it. We, as makers, knitters, sewers, crocheters, yes, these are crafts and hobbies for us, but they're also skills, right? And so if you can learn that skill, you can learn another skill. And so you're teachable. And so don't forget that. You're teachable, and there are things that you can do, that you never thought you could do. That's where I was. Let's see. I've been visiting with friends, visiting with coworkers, did all my annual screenings. Y'all stay on top of all that business. And yeah, so that's kind of what I've been up to these last few weeks. And I'm going to try really hard not to fidget this entire podcast because it was so bad last time. I was like, what is going on? It's just like when you're sitting here by yourself talking to an iPad and there's just all this stuff, you just like start fidgeting and it's really hard to not. So forgive me for that for the last podcast, and I'll try to be more mindful of it this time. So let's see, the other thing I want to show y'all. So I'll show you something that I got this week that's not knitting related. It's just like family related. So, I'm a boy mom. I have 2 boys, and my oldest has a birthday coming up, and my granddaughter has a birthday around the same time as he does. And so my daughter-in-law and I made a command decision that they were going to have a combined birthday party. So we text Cody, my oldest son, and told him they were having a combined birthday party, and it was going to be a Toy Story theme, because he grew up, like when he was growing up, Toy Story was the big thing, and she loves Toy Story. So they're going to have a Toy Story themed birthday party, and this is what I got for him to wear. Ready? So crazy. He's gonna die when he sees it. Isn't that awesome? So we've already got everything planned. I'm gonna make a trip home for that, and yeah, that's where we are. So I thought y'all would enjoy that. So let's see. Let me consult my notes so we don't just get all kinds of crazy. So I've got some good knitting stuff. I've got a few FOs. I've still got some whips. I've cast a couple of things on because, hey, why not? It's, 12 degrees here every day. Might as well knit everything I can. And I got some yarn, y'all, and it's a lot. So I'm not showing all of it to you because it's an embarrassing amount, but we will get to all of that. So let's see. Let's talk about podcasts. So I'll talk about new to me podcasts that I've been watching. And I've got 3 that I'm going to mention today. So I told y'all last week about Fiber Hustle. And y'all, if you are not watching them, please go watch them. They are hysterical. It's Chip and Aaron. One is a quilter and one is a sewer. And I have binge watched all their episodes. So go watch them. You will not be disappointed, I promise. The other podcast that is new to me that I just started watching is The Bearded Purl. That's Caleb and Justin over at The Bearded Purl, and I've learned a lot from him. I've been a knitter for 15 years, and he's taught me. I'm only on like his 4th episode, and I've learned so much from him. I'm really impressed. He's very knowledgeable. And then the last podcast that I'm going to talk about is Happy Knits. Yolanda over at Happy Knits and her son Jordan. So me being a boy mom, I can totally identify and appreciate that she has her 16-year-old son doing her podcast with her. I just think it is so funny, and he is over there cutting up and messing around with stuff, and she holds it together. She really does, and I just appreciate, she gave me a shout out on her last podcast, and I appreciate it so much. I came across her. Fiber Hustle is the one that recommended her, and so I watched her most recent podcast, and she said something in there that was so profound to me and just touched my soul, and so I just reached out to her because it was just so encouraging. And she was basically said that, if you've got a talent, get out there and flaunt it. Don't hide it. And that's so true, because so many times we tend to kind of just like fade into the background, especially as moms. I feel like we just kind of fade back into the background and let someone else take the spotlight. And not that it needs to be in the spotlight, but if you've got a talent, show it off. God gave you a talent for a reason, and whatever, there's people out there that can use, that encouragement from you, whatever it may be. So I really, really appreciated that. And so go watch her. She's really good, and I really enjoy watching her and her son interact. So, yeah. So I guess what we can do is go ahead and get into all the knits. I I've got some good FOs, y'all. I don't have one. I have 2 FOs that I got done this week, and I'm so excited about them. So my first one, I'm going to save the big one. My first one, so I did the Shift Cowl by Andrea Mowry, and this one is mine. Now, it looks really small, and it's way smaller, I think, than, and I don't have the pattern right here. I don't know what I did with it, but hers looks like a blanket, and mine looks like a tube sock. I know I am a tight knitter. I am a historically tight knitter, and in most things, I will do the needle that's recommended, which is what I did here. If it's something like a garment or something that's more fitted or something that should be really, really big, I will go up a needle size. But I find when I do that, sometimes I don't like my fabric, and I really like the fabric that I got with this. It's a dense fabric, which is what I need because it's 12 degrees outside. So this is it, and all of its glory is so beautiful. And I'm sorry, this is going to be up against the microphone. And I have a purple coat, and then I have a burgundy coat, and it is so gorgeous, and it's so warm up against my neck. I'm just so pleased with it. I'm so pleased with how it turned out. It's dense, but it's lightweight, and I really have enjoyed wearing it. And so this is made out of Malabrigo Arroyo. I think that's how, like that. I wish I could roll my R's because that would sound so much prettier. It says it's a DK weight. I feel like that is like it's thicker than a fingering weight, but I don't know. I'd go out and call it DK. So the colors that I used were Regatta Blue, which is like that blue right there. And then this purpley color is Talisman. And then this brown color is Coffee Toffee. And it kind of variegates and kind of, the pattern that Andrea Mowry did, she used spin cycle yarn. And so, that kind of variegates from one color to another. And I've seen spin cycle yarn, I've touched spin cycle yarn, and I don't love the feel of it. And it can be a pricey yarn, and if I'm going to pay that for a yarn, I want to love it. And I don't think I would have loved it. And so I'm really pleased with this knit and how it turned out. I really am. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, Purl is wearing, this is Joji Locatelli's Girl at the Grocery Store. And this is in yarn from not Yarn Ink, Polka Dot Creek. It's a grello and a gray. It's really pretty. I like it. That's one of my older knits. I don't wear it as often as I probably should, but there. So that's the Shift Cowl. Y'all, my next one. This is by far, hands down, my most favorite thing I have ever knit. It was so much fun. I had to make myself put it down every time. And it is the Noah Shawl by Knitty McPurley. And it is using fingering weight. She wrote this to use for like your Christmas advents. So it's 25 20-gram balls of yarn. So it's a big mama. It's a big mama, but I absolutely love it. So okay. So I'm just going to kind of do it like this for a second and show you all the colors in it. Isn't it just gorgeous? So it's got this shape, this weird kind of shape to it. And let me pull up the schematic and show you. And I was like, not really sure how this kind of works for wearing, but I had to go find me some pictures to figure it out. So this is the shape of it. And so this little thing right here, what you really do is you kind of wear it like down here, and I'll put mine on and show you, and then wrap the rest of it around you. Sometimes I still have to go look at the pictures of how she's wearing it to get mine on. So you put it on kind of like this. and wrap it around, and I'm hoping that this doesn't like jack up on the microphone too bad, and I'll kind of stand up. But it's got tassels on it, y'all. It is so gorgeous and dreamy, and it is so pretty. The color, these are all scraps, either scraps or 20 gram mini skeins that I had, and I absolutely love this. I love it, love it, love it. I will most definitely do this again. It took a long time because it's so much yarn. I mean, you know, 20 gram minis, that's like 500 grams of yarn. Okay, now I did not use all of that. I have some left over, so you have to keep some for your tassels. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make me a hat. I'm going to make me a scrappy hat to kind of go with this, so that I've got a hat to go with it. Y'all, it's freezing in here. I've got my heat on, and it's so cold in this room. This room is on the north side of my house, and it just stays awfully cold. This is my office, my office / craft room, and yeah, I don't know why I call it an office. I don't do no officing in here, and it's really more of a yarn storage room because I do everything out there at the table. But anyway, so this is, oh, it's so gorgeous. I'm telling you, this was the most fun knit because you're constantly changing colors. It has bobbles, it has lace sections, it has like this texture section in it. It was just such a fun knit. So I highly, highly, highly recommend this pattern. It was a paid for pattern, but totally worth it. Totally worth it. And I've got like a pile of yarn over here that I'm about to line up. I want to do like a warm tone colored one, but not yet. I've got a crap ton of knitting to do. So there is all of that. Okay, so let's talk about my whips. So let's look at my socks. I've made some progress on them, not a lot, because I've been knitting all my other stuff. So these are, I just do a plain vanilla sock. This is where I was last time. I do my socks 2 at a time on separate needles. I can't do them on the same needle. That just frustrates me. And so I do them on separate needles. I'll do 20 rows and then do the other one 20 rows. This yarn is the Deconstructed Fade from Shirley Bryan, and this colorway is called Herding Cats. And so this, there is her logo. This is a 75-25, and it comes in 2 50-gram skeins. And when you wind them up, they start at the same place. So this is what they look like. I'll go ahead and show you this one because I was going to show you in my stash acquisition section. That's how they come. It's 2 50-gram minis, and when you wind them, they start at the same way, at the same point, so you can, you know, decide which end you want to start at and if you want to do opposites or whatever. And so with this one, I always do toe up. I do a fish lips kiss heel. For my toe, I do a rounded toe, and it's a free pattern. It is Seam Free Rounded Toe for Toe Up Socks by Lynn Ashton. That's it right there. And so that's what I do for my toe. And then I do the Fish Lips Kiss heel. I think the next time I do one of these, I'm going to do a heel flap and gusset. I love the fit of a heel flap and gusset, and I love the fit of the Fish Lips Kiss heel. I've done the Afterthought heel. I've added extra rows in, and I just don't like the way it fits. And I think the reason it is because the Afterthought heel is done in the round, and this Fish Lips Kiss is short rows, so you go back and forth. And I think it just gives you enough, a little bit more ease in it. You know, your gauge is different knitting in the round and then knitting flat back and forth. And I think that's why those heels maybe fit better for me. I don't know. And then this, I won't do a ribbing on. I will just knit it as long as I can until I get tired of knitting it, and it'll be a rolled cuff, which is kind of like the socks that I have on now are like that. I'll take one off and show you. But this is it. This is the yarn. And so this inside right here, it probably won't make it in my sock, because I can't do a whole 50 grams for one sock. This sock right here is Shirley Bryan in, well, I'm not going to reach over there and grab that. So this is, isn't that gorgeous? So this is the St. Elmo's Fire, and it did so good. And so there's like a whole nother section of this fade that didn't make it into this sock. And this sock is long, and I'm like, I just can't. I get tired. I can't keep going. But her fades are gorgeous. She is like a master at dyeing those. And so if you want a good cool fade. Now I have seen, and we can talk about that more in yarn stashquisitions, but I've seen Ginger Snap that they've got some cool fade kind of looking yarns coming out their Pixel line. I haven't ordered any of those. I can't. I'm already in trouble, so we won't go there yet. And that is, I didn't tell you anything. So this is on ChowGoo. I'm sorry. I'll figure out this podcasting thing. So these are ChowGoos. They are size 1 needles. I love this red cable. I love it. It is my most favorite for sock knitting. And then this is in my Wuthering Sheep roly-poly bird bag. Look at him, a little fat woodpecker. He's so cute. And these little bags, they're drawstring, and then inside they have it's like a pocket in the middle that is a divider, and so it's great for socks because you can do two balls of yarn in there. So that's that. My next whip is my Free Your Fade shawl by Andrea Mowry, and I'm doing this just as like a scrappy shawl too. I'm doing this out of a mini set from Hugh Loco, and oh, it's a hot mess, sorry. It is so pretty. Look at that. So this little Norwal is where I was last time. I really haven't made a lot of progress on it because I got 2 FOs done this time, but it's really, really gorgeous. And this is like I said, it's Hugh Loco, and sorry for the crinkling, but this is her minis come in. She has these little mini Color Riot sets, and this one is called Sultry. I've not seen this one in her shop, but she has so many more, and I've got one I'm going to show you. She's got like birthstone ones that are absolutely gorgeous. I cannot wait for May's. I can't wait. And so I'll just fade this throughout for that shawl. So hopefully I can have this one close to done or done for the next podcast. And this one is in, okay, I'm using, these are my Luca needles, and this is a size 4, which is what the pattern calls for. And these are wooden needles. I really like the Luca driftwood needles. I don't love the cable. I feel like once you try that ChowGoo cable, you're just like ruined for anything else, but I love the needles. So, and this is in this cute little box bag. Y'all look at that with those little Fair Isle socks all over them. And this is 3 bags full is the name of that maker. I heard about her on, I think, Chevy Roll's podcast. And so it has like inside, it's got this for you to put, I guess you slide your needles in through that. I don't know. And then 2 little pockets. But this is a good little bag. It's a good size. And yeah, here we go. That's really cute. I have family here, so I have my door closed, but we have been canning. We've been making jelly and jam to try and keep the house warmer because it's freaking cold. Okay, so this next whip you have not seen, and this is the deer friend shawl. It's just a little shawlette, one skein shawl, and I'm knitting this for my granddaughter who just turned 9. It was her birthday this week, and I'm a terrible grandmother because I didn't get it finished, but she understands, and she wanted a purple. She loves purple, and so I was like, I'm going to make you something because she's a cute girly girl and really loves purple, so I'm doing this for her. And it's just like a little garter stitch. It's got this cute little border. It was a garter tab cast on, and it's got this border, and then you have a garter stitch section, a little eyelet section, a garter, and it's just 3, it'll be 3 sections, and then your bind off, like a ruffly bind off. And I figure that's good for a 9-year-old, right? And I think that's cute fabric, and she'll love it. She'll love it. And so you won't see this as a finished object for the next podcast, but in person, but I will take pictures of it. But this yarn is Yarn Cafe Creations, and this is her biscotti sock base, and it is so soft and warm. I love it. And this colorway is Huckleberry Pie. But this is just like a little quick knit, and I should have started it way earlier than I did, but I was just kind of not really sure what to do because she is only 9, and there's that. So and this is in, so I'm using, hold please, I'm using, these are Chalgo needles. This is what the pattern called for. These are size 4 Chalgo needles. So this pattern, okay, let's back up. Let's back this train up for a second. So this pattern, and then I'll talk about my bag. So this pattern is actually, it actually calls for a fingering weight and a DK weight in the same color. And each section, so the first section that you do is 1 strand of your fingering weight. The next section that you do is 2 strands of your fingering weight, and the third section that you do is your DK weight. So it is a, like, it builds in the thickness. So that's fingering double, and then this is DK. Or you can just do the whole thing in fingering, which is what I'm doing. I thought that was kind of a neat. I've never done a pattern like that where you've changed your yarn weight through the pattern. Pretty cool, huh? So yeah, and so this is in, this bag is my quilt knit craft bag, and it's these cute little sheep that are like, they have glasses and little bows, and it's a cute little bag. But it's a good size bag for a 1 skein project for sure. And then my last whip that I have on the needles right now is so I had yarn left over from my cowl, and so I'm gonna just do the shift along hat for it to match the shift along hat by Andrea Mallory. I thought that was really cute. So is it in here? Yeah. And so I've just gotten it cast on, and oh, it's a mess. I've had to pull my needles off of it because I'm using them for something else. So I'm really liking this. This is a new to me cast on. I had to do a tubular cast on, which I've never done before, and I really like the look of it and the way it feels, and it's super, super stretchy. So I think that might be my cast on of choice. And then this is a 1x1 rib, and I prefer 1x1 rib for just about everything, especially on my socks. I like a 1x1 twisted rib. I just love the look of it. And so I'm really loving that. And so I've just barely gotten started on it, and the pattern only calls for 2 colors, but I will do my 3rd color so that it matches my cowl. But I really like it, and I love this Arroyo yarn. It is just so amazing and feels so good. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, I really, really like that one. So as far as what's in my queue for up next, so I'm going to do the rhubarb pie shawl. I've showed you that before. I've showed you that pattern and the kit that I have for it. Okay. I'll just give you a quick peek, but it's a Mid-Knit Cravings kit, and this is two colors of a real pretty brown, and then this is a different color brown, just a different tone of brown. And so the rhubarb pie shawl, that's going to be the next shawl that I cast on. And then I got the yarn for my fireside pullover. So I decided to order the yarn that they used for the fireside pullover, and it's the Cascade Eco wool. Oh my gosh, y'all, I love it. It is so soft. I was really expecting it to be real rustic feeling. Oh, it's not. I absolutely love how soft it is and light. It's not heavy. I really, really like it. And so I'm going to do my swatch for it this week probably and start getting it ready to cast on. And this is 100% undyed Peruvian Highland wool. And so I'm assuming, since it's undyed, that I don't have to alternate yarn. I'm assuming. It all looks pretty consistent. I'll have to just look at it a little closer and make sure, because I don't want to have stripes in my sweater when it's not supposed to. But I'm assuming that, I don't know, maybe I will. But it looks pretty consistent. It looks pretty consistent, and I really, really love the way this feels. I'm telling you, I think I'm going to love this sweater. It's so, so awesome. So those are my next two, like, cast ons in my queue. So I think now we'll talk about stashquisition, and y'all, I have had like a month-long lapse in judgment on ordering yarn. I have been a little out of control, and I'm not even going to show you all of it because it's really bad. I've put myself on a on restriction. I'm grounded. I can't. There's one that I will order this month. I say that, but yeah, it's really bad. And I mean, like, this isn't even the half of it. So we'll just get started. So one thing that I ordered, and I ordered this, I think it was back in December when I ordered this, and it is from Over the Moon Yarn, and I thought I'd had it out. I'm not gonna. Over the Moon Yarn, can you see it? I'm sorry for the crinkling. That was a terrible move on my part. Over the Moon Yarn has done a Star Trek yarn club, monthly yarn club, and I'm a Trekkie. I'm a big time Trekkie, so this was the first one for January. I missed the order for February, and I'm heartbroken. And my first thought was, I hope it's ugly. So I don't feel so bad for not getting it. But then I was like, that was mean. I hope it's not ugly. I hope that the people that got it absolutely love it and are pleased with it. So now that I know when she does her pre-order, I have an alert set in my phone. I will order this in February. Well, I do know what happened. I have too much crap on my iPad and it cut off, so we will just pick back up where we were. So this is the Over the Moon Star Trek knitting club, yarn club right here. So this is this was the one for January, and it's a sock yarn. This is a 8515, and then this mini, so this is a Prime Directive Electron. And then this is the Frontier Electron Mini right here. So these will be my next socks that I cast on for sure. And so let's see. I was doing all my stashquisitions before this shut off, so maybe I can get all this in. So I got a whole bunch of the Shirley Bryan Deconstructed Fades. Oh, it's so beautiful. This one is called Holly Jolly Pajama Party. And I have a whole bunch more. I'm not going to show all of them to you. You'll just see them as I knit them, because I will knit them really a lot. And then I got in, so I told y'all about Hugh Loco and her birthstone collection. And so this is the amethyst one. Oh my God, y'all, look at it. It is so gorgeous. I can't see all the colors in there because it's inside this bag, so I'm not going to take them all out. But oh, I cannot wait to see. Her aquamarine one is going to go up this week, and I just can't wait to see the one for May, because that's my birthday month. So, and then I'd ordered a lot of these. Okay, I had pre-ordered these a long time ago, so maybe it's not so bad. Or maybe it really is. So this is the Pebble kit from Yarn Inc. And I'm going to probably make some kind of a faded shawl with that. I just really love this color right here. Is called Steampunk, and it's one that I have in another shawl that I haven't shown y'all yet that I absolutely love. And I left it at home in Alabama, so when next time I go home, I'll get it. But yeah, so that's that. So I ordered that. And then I ordered, so when I ordered the yarn for my granddaughter's little shawl from Yarn Cafe Creations, I'd ordered a couple of other ones that I just loved the color of. This right here. So I'm going to do a hat cowl mitt pattern with that. And then I'm going to do, like, this is that huckleberry, and then this is a beautiful, like, peachy corally. So I'm going to do a shawl out of these three colors too, like a springy, just whatever. We'll figure something out. I don't know what they'll be yet, but that's going to be it. And I think that's all I got. It's not that bad, right? Tell me it's not that bad, because I was feeling bad every time I went to the mailbox and there was another thing of yarn in there, and I was like, oh, maybe it is bad, but I'm enjoying it. It brings me joy, and it gives me something to do and keep myself occupied. So there's that, right? So that's really, I don't have a whole lot more for y'all. Let's see. Let me consult my notes again and make sure I've covered everything I wanted to cover. I think so. So, yeah, that looks like it. I want to say thank you so very much for coming by. And I appreciate all the love that I'm getting from Yolanda's viewers over at Happy Knits. I appreciate y'all coming over and leaving your sweet comments and becoming subscribers. And so I just appreciate it. Coming up soon, I want to do a knit along or crochet along or make along or whatever. I haven't quite decided what we can do, but I've got some yarn that we can do for prizes, and yeah, so I'll think about it. If y'all have any ideas or suggestions or things that you might want to do, drop a line down in the comment section, and we'll see what we can come up with. So thank you for coming by. Hit that subscribe button, share these videos. Hitting that subscribe button and hitting that thumbs up is what kind of like bumps this up so it can get out there. So if y'all would do that for me, I would appreciate it. And thanks for coming by, and we'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.